Some parents, bro, they're extreme when it comes to their kids. For example, becoming Hafidh. When it comes to the religion sometimes, but this point is more about becoming Hafidh. Because what we see is that the parents, so the father, the mother, they tried to do the Hifdh when they were young, but unfortunately they failed. As in, I don't say like they didn't manage to complete for whatever reason, which is fine, there's no problem with that. But that desire for them to become Hafidh or Hafidh, they then force it onto their children. And this is where we have a problem. Because number one, I've heard of cases where kids are below the age of 7 or below the age of 10 and they're being forced to do all sorts. Now, I know some of these parents, they'll come back and say, oh, like, what's your problem and the rest of it. But the bottom line is there is a problem because, you know, we see many cases. And under the age of 7, Islamically anyway, you should let the child play, and that's the end of the matter. Nothing with religion, nothing extreme. You can mention a few bits here and there. But the other issue that we have is when you force the child to push them to become Hafidh, for example, or Hafidhah, then for them it naturally becomes more of like a thing where I'm only doing this because my mother or my father are telling me to do. They don't have no natural interest. And this can have severe consequences in the long run, which many, they fail to realize. Very naive. They fail to realize that once the kid gets to a certain age, 12, 13, 14, they're speaking to their friends, they're starting to open their own mind, then what ends up happening is they just completely leave it. That's number one. Number two is they'll be very, very annoyed at the parents. You know, they might feel some sort of anger and hatred as well sometimes. And number three, the worst case scenario is they go off on a different tangent or different path of life, which is the unintended consequence. So it's very important to keep balance when teaching your kids. We should make them love their religion naturally rather than hate it.